Rachel Wikan. I am the Vice President and Regional Director with Lincoln Property Company. And just a little bit of information about me. So when I was going to college, I worked in a hair salon. I got to have my hair looking great all the time, and I looked fabulous and got it done for free. I had one of the ladies that I worked with, her mother came in and said to me, Rachel, are you planning to do this for the rest of your life? And I said, no. I said, it's a great way for me to look good while I'm going to college and I don't have to worry about spending extra money. She said, well, listen, I've got an opportunity. I'm retiring from my position as an administrative assistant for a local real estate company. And she said, would you be interested in that position? And I said, absolutely, I would be. So I lucked into commercial real estate. So when I started to prepare this presentation, I had to do some soul searching about some of the emotions that were behind some of the decisions I've made over my career. So some of the decisions I made originally, early on in my career, were based on exciting opportunities. It's like a top fitness classes when I was in high school. Then as I began into my career, I made decisions that were made more logically. So thinking about career opportunities for myself, how stable is the company that I'm going to work for? And then as I went and became a mother, my decision-making skills were much more instinctual. So I could just see that accident waiting to happen with my kids. So I just was like, we're not gonna do that. As I've progressed on, that little voice inside me always said, follow your intuition, follow what the little voice says feels right, and it's okay to be vulnerable at times. So in 1998, I joined Lincoln Property Company as a property manager for a large medical office building portfolio. It was a great move that I made. I was respected by my peers and my company, and I felt that I had a voice. As we started approaching 2000, we had the excitement of Y2K, but I also had the excitement of being pregnant with my first child, Audrey. So I had to make a decision. Did I want to go back to work after maternity leave, or did I want to stay home with my daughter? The little voice inside said, stay home. Stay home and raise your kids. You can always go back to work at another point in time. I chose to listen to that little voice, but I felt very, very vulnerable. Number one, we're losing my income. And although my husband was the primary breadwinner, it was a very vulnerable place to be. What does it look like when I go back to work after 5, 10, 15 years? How do I re-enter the workforce? So I felt really scared about that, but I chose to follow and listen to the little voice, and I stayed home. So 2003, my little guy was born, and in between this period, I had an opportunity where the company said, hey, we'd like you to come back. We've created a position, Director of Marketing and Leasing for the state of Florida, and we want you for it. I had to do some soul searching, and I said, I really don't want to be away from my kids 40 hours a week, and so I had to make a decision. I said, hey, if I can do it 15 hours from home, 15 hours from an office, I'd be interested in it. And they said, Rachel, no, it's a 40-hour-a-week job. And I said, you know what, then that's not the job for me. God closed that door, and I listened to the little voice. So I spent a bunch of years raising my children, doing contract work for clients of mine that I've known for quite some time. I did a lot of volunteering with their schools, mentoring not only the children that my kids went to school with, but also mentoring former colleagues of mine. But it was a very, very rewarding time for me where I was still able to continue to give back. Then in 2017, Lincoln Property Company invited me back to be part of their team as the senior property manager over a Central and North Florida portfolio. So 17 years later, to rejoin the same company I was with prior because of the relationships that I developed, the hard work ethic, and then just continuing to stay in touch with them, it worked out. So I want to tell you, it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to say, I'm scared right now, but listen to the little voice that's inside, that intuition, that is okay to follow what feels right to you. So I want to encourage all of you to please take the opportunity to be vulnerable. When you do that, they say that that is the birthplace of innovation, growth, and change. So I put up here some just emotions and things that I've dealt with over the year, the fear, being logical with my decision making. But again, it's the little voice inside that has always guided me. So I again just want to encourage all of you to take the opportunity to be vulnerable, take the chance, feel the emotions, and listen to the little voice. I would love to connect with you. My QR code is up on the screen. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this story. Maybe you made the decision to go back to work. Maybe you made the decision to stay home. But everybody can relate to being vulnerable. So again, I would love to connect with each of you. So I'm here after the show, or my QR logo is on the screen. Thank you very much.